Hi, this is Lee, and I'm just letting you know that this is part 3, where for the suspended cup paint pour. So at the very end of this part 3, I put resin on it. The rest of it is how I've put the wire, the spring wire, into the cup and bent it and managed to get ready to do this sort of cup again. Okay, so I sure hope you enjoy it, and I had a great time doing this 3-part with you, and I love doing things like the suspended cup. So if you have any ideas or would like more of this, please let me know in the comment section. Hi, this is Lee Jones, and I'm going to be letting you know how I have made the part of how I made this part of the cup. I'm going to go ahead and use another cup. This is similar to this one. It's an actual cup that I used from a pour, and then I went ahead and painted the inside to make it a little bit darker. This one has a little bit of smudges on the outside, but it's very colorful, and I think it'll work well to demonstrate and then be able to use in the future possibly for another one similar to this. A lot of times there's several of these laying around after years of using files. They will break. This part comes off. This piece happens to have a pretty good piece of glue stuck onto it. I might have done that to prevent it from coming off so easily. Where this paint has the yellow, I'm going to take just a straight line off here, and I'm going to be using my dental tool instead of a knife or the utility knife because it's more likely to scratch. But I do want to take the paint off so that the paint just won't pop right off. And as you'll notice, like this part right here, this spot right here has some paint. Sometimes it'll come off with alcohol because it's plastic. Just paint that got on this cup while I was pouring. And then it went on the twinkle light container. So anyway, I really think this is a pretty cup too. So I've gone in there and I have made my cut. So now I'm going to go in and take out the paint. I can take it and just pretty much lift it. Can you see that? And just, oh, I broke it. And I was going to say, and just carefully lift it so it doesn't break on you. But we'll just start it again, and the purpose is to make sure that the piece of metal is firmly attached to the cup. So it's not like this is delicate and has to be all in one piece. So using a knife could dangerously make it where it goes all through the cup. So now we have a surface that will end up painting yellow. Have it just like this, and so it's going to be bent here, and this one is so soft that it can be bent by my hand. So as opposed to using a tool is what I mean. Okay, so I have the water weld that I'm actually going to use instead of just putting the Fix-It-All or like crazy glue. I'm going to use some of this and see if I can have less of a bump in there. Actually, so alcohol works to get this stuff off too. This is not 91% alcohol, otherwise it's too hard on my hands. And it's also why I would prefer to have gloves on. And you would never want to mix this with your hands though, because you have to take a layer of skin off basically in order to clean your hands of it. It's very toxic, and our skin is our largest organ, and we absorb things through our skin, and it just would be really unnecessary to expose ourselves to such toxins. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece off of this, and then you need to cut it so it's getting the same amount of the gray as you are the white, and then you'll want to mix it until it's all the same color. And put it back in the container so it doesn't dry. If it has little dry crispy pieces in it, it makes it very hard to mix and use properly. Do this. So I'm basically trying to use one hand to knead it, since if I used two, I'd have two hands full of the water weld. I'm so used to calling it plumber's epoxy. I've used plumber's epoxy for 40 years, and then I can't find it. So I'm going to take the palm of my hand, the palms, and I'm going to make a snake, and take half the snake and put it underneath this metal. The groove is on the top, but that's okay. So it's slightly stickier on the white material on my fingers. So I'm going to try not to use that. This is time sensitive since it will dry. So I'm pushing. I want to make sure I have clean hands touching this, or a clean hand to touch the cup as much as possible. So sometimes you can wear double gloves. So you can take one off, but this time I have one clean hand at least. Now I'm going to push down on this, and when I do, there's going to be extra coming out, and that extra is going to come out and go on top and make a nice bond for us. And by using the tool, the dental tool, I have scratched the plastic enough that this should adhere to the cup nicely using the tool. If by chance it starts to harden and you're still messing with it, sometimes it just won't work. So if I can get my finger with a little bit of alcohol or water, it could smooth out instead of, so I just put some on the table and the paper towel, and now I'm just smoothing it out. Painting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can carefully maybe use this box. Okay, so basically when we get to the point of getting ready to want to attach this to the board, we can either bend it backwards or forwards, wherever we want it, and then we can cut off the amount that we don't want, the excess amount, as I did with this one. And the outside is not as bright. I really do like the colors in this one's very bright. All right, so I'm going to keep it in this. The cup is so light that by putting it in here allows it to dry and not have any pressure on it to make it come apart. Okay, so I've mixed the resin to 92 degrees, and I'm going to pour some on here. and quickly massage it into the wood up to the edges before I go over the edge. I really work it in. The two pieces of plastic you see in front of you are my way of being able to make different compartments. I heard that they're like 40 bucks a piece to buy, so I went ahead and made some. In between canvases, when you get them in bulk, you can get this plastic, or a 2-liter bottle is great too. That's how I made the circle. Okay, so this is done. So I'm gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna go like this and pour it in here. Use my hand to get it to go all the way. And then the weight, we don't want it to break it. Ow, my finger is cut. I thought I could use this enough to pour it onto this one. Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of my process of the suspended cup. And if you enjoyed the video and you haven't subscribed, please do hit the notification button for future videos, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this process. I sure did, and I'd really love to hear your comments, and let me know what else you'd like me to be doing. Thank you so much.